All right. It is Monday. We are back from break, and we are back behind the table with Sara Haines.
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Sara. How are you?
I'm good.
You have not been on the show with me for a while now. In fact, actually, the last time you were on the show, you took over the show and you hosted it with Dr. Darian Sutton.
That was such a good episode.
It was an entertaining episode. That being said,
he's amazing.
Yes, guy. It was a very good. I think, was it weird to do with someone not as handsome? Was that hard for you?
That definitely crossed my mind.
Yeah,
never.
No, that was tough. Yeah,
he is such an amazing man, but I had always heard about him, seen him, could tell he was all those things, but never gotten a chance to really talk to him. So I felt like when they were wrapping us, like, we're done, there's a max time. I'm kind of like, but I just got started.
I know. But I feel like this is not the first time you tried to steal my seat.
Oh, no, I have a team working at all times to rip this podcast out from your little ninja grip.
Yes,
so,
and you managed to cry in the podcast again. So.
Oh, yeah, I try to work that in as many times as I can.
Yeah, I felt like that was usually just for me. But
No, I will cry with any man.
All right, fair enough. That's actually true. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Or any man can make me cry. We'll say that.
No effort whatsoever.
No effort.
All right, well, let's start talking about some hot topics. We had today a big guest. We had House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. He's with us today. What stood out to you about some of the things he said, some of the points he made? It was good timing coming off of the big, beautiful bill.
Oof. So the thing that jumped out at me is one thing I've been critical of Democrats for is ceremony and symbolic actions. I want change. I want to reserve your energy to make a difference. So when I kind of made a joke to him about this habit the Democrats have of making long record-breaking speeches.
Absolutely. But they had Cory Booker on right after he did his.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, okay, here we go again. But his answer kind of saved him for me. He said, a bill like that is so un-American and damaging, lives will be lost, healthcare will be ripped from so many people. He said that sort of thing should pass in the light of day. And he said that all started, that speech, at 3:26 a.m. So what he was saying is, you're not pulling a fast one. We're not going to let you do
People
this
in the depth of darkness. Aware of what's happening.
And I thought, wow, okay, that lands for me.
Yeah,
so I appreciated that.
Right after Congressman Jeffries left, and we often say the real show happens on the commercial breaks. Today, you, Whoopi, and Sonny had a dance party with some audience members.
Yep.
This was, I'm working on other things and thinking about future segments in the next show.
You're not.
And then I look up, and literally there's a cabaret act going on. I don't even know how to explain what was happening.
Well, so Tiffany Fantasia is actually, I met, it's him when he's dressed today, but her when she's in costume.
Yes.
She was at the drag brunch when Max and I met up with Anna.
Oh, that was a legendary
trip. We met and saw Tiffany perform, and she was phenomenal. She came back once, I think a year or two ago in the old studio, dressed and performance Tiffany.
Yes.
And this time she did not, but she still shared her gift.
Hopefully you're looking at it right now if you're watching us on YouTube, but this was an incredible performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say he because he was dressed as himself, but I can't help but give all the performance credit to her.
Sure. No, that makes sense to me.
That's clearly his inner Tiffany coming out.
Well, it's our audiences are always the best, honestly.
Yes,
they're so much fun. All right. So last week we were on July 4th break, much to the chagrin of our audience. And yes, I read all the posts. My God. So we were all on a break, and you had a little trip with the family. How was it?
Yes, we went to the Jersey Shore. It's honestly my favorite week every year because we have family. We have family memories, but our parents are older, and growing up, my big memory was going to my grandma's house every summer. So I said to Max early on in our relationship, we've got to find some traditions we can really hold on to that we almost have to create.
Yeah.
And going to the Jersey Shore, this was our 4th year in a row that we've been doing it, and every year, but especially this year, we were like, oh my gosh, it's happening. The kids remember places. Can we go here? Do we want to do this? And they look forward to it with clear-headed memories about what it was.
Right. They like the smell of the place. They like the feelings. I get that with my kids. We do Hilton Head every year.
Yes.
And for this week, this is the first year we didn't in like a decade.
Oh.
But they were all talking about how much they missed it. And even though I was sad we weren't there, it felt nice to know that
they have it.
That's important to them. Yeah.
And we had some good moments, like with every parenting phase, you don't know what the next one's going to be. And this one, Max and I's favorite thing about the whole week was we deliberately planned dinners out so we could, the five of us, sit at a table. And after the first two or something, I was like, Max, I think they've crossed over a little. Like, we're getting to that place where we all talked through the dinner, all five of us. They're actually old enough to engage. We had them try. The rule in our family is you have to try everything. You don't have to like everything.
Right.
And they were trying. They all tried for the first time escargot. And they were asking, like, what is it? And we're like, the other rule is you can't ask what it is until you've tried it. You're sharing your opinion, then we'll let you know what it is. But there were so many cute moments where they were so proud because sometimes they weren't as brave. But when one did it, they were like, wait, I want to do it.
All right, so 3 kids tried escargot. Did any of them like it?
They all 3 liked it. That is like a butter bomb.
And then after they found out what it was?
I'd be concerned if they didn't.
Oh, no, I don't like it.
No, but so they also love Sandra, who I would argue out of the 3 is not my best eater, is obsessed with oysters. So when she gets oyster and she throws them back, and I'm just happy because you feel like you're giving them more of the world through food.
Yeah.
It's not things, we eat regularly. So it was fun to do that.
My older daughter is very willing to try anything. She's 13 and she's excited to try different dishes.
Yeah.
And she's very, we've been lucky enough to go to Europe, and she tried every single local thing and really likes a lot of it. My younger daughter likes nothing. She is the hardest, pickiest eater in the entire world. Literally, I'm in Rome and ordering pasta with butter, and it was the most heartbreaking thing as an Italian that I ever had to do.
I can see Heather being like, "You do it, Brian.
No,
you do it."
Oh gosh, but they were happy to bring it to her.
Yeah,
and my father cries every time it comes up. But it's definitely a challenge. Now, one thing I like about this conversation, and I know you and your parenting methods. There's no screens at this table, I'm assuming.
We've never done screens, and it's not a virtuous pat on the back. But when we started parenting, we watch people, and we were still in that privileged place of having no kids. And I was like, I don't like, we have issues with this.
Yeah.
I don't want the kids. And we both agreed, let's do it. We have never done it. And different people you go out with parent differently. So that's a fine line because you're not judging anyone else, but you've made a line for yourself. So oftentimes, like, if you're in mixed company, it's like, you guys know we don't do screen. You can't do that.
Right.
So, but what we used to do is we always allowed them to bring something little to color. And this was the first year that I remember we were headed out, and I thought, oh, I didn't bring anything. And I told Max that. He's like, whatever, we'll make it work. And then I never did the rest of the week. We just went.
That's great.
Just
you just
like
talked,
that.
and
just
it was
talked.
great.
And mostly about trying foods, but also we're big on the manners and how they have to sit down and do it. And they get so proud when they watch or tell someone, like, where's your napkin? Where's your napkin? Like, and we also don't let them order. There's usually not a kid's menu at some of these restaurants, but Max's thing is we will order 1 or 2 things that they all split, but you have plenty of chicken fingers in your life and pizza and all of those things. At a dinner like this, we're going to help you pick something you will tend to like, but you're going to eat that. And they ate everything.
Yeah.
And I hate food waste, so I always have to like get less, and we'll order more if we need it. But I was really proud of them.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's good.
My younger daughter, who doesn't eat anything, did over the weekend order a $60 steak on her own, which I was not prepared for, but she ate the whole thing.
I mean, it's too bad steak's such a big hit because
Oh
that
my
happened
gosh.
once, and Max goes, "Did you look at the price?"
Yeah.
I was like, I was just excited. They were excited.
My 10-year-old, like, it's market price. It's fine. No, it's
MP. We were not allowed to order MP growing up.
No.
It rarely came up on any menus because
Sure.
does everyone remember I grew up in Iowa? But when we were in places and you saw MP, I was like, what is that? And my mom goes, it means it's not an option, okay?
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Before we left, we had a big show with Mariska Hargitay. Do you remember this?
Yes.
She was on the show to talk about a documentary she made for her mom,
Yep.
Jane Mansfield. The documentary really made an impact on you. It hit you very hard. I teased you about it afterwards a
You're
little bit.
still
Yeah, I'm
teasing
still
me by
teasing you
asking
about it.
this question with a smile.
I am, because, Anna and I both sat there and were like, what must it be like to have human feelings the way Sara Haines does? Explain to me why this has such an impact on you. And by the way, I thought it was great, and Mariska clearly appreciated it.
Oh, so I do cry a lot, but I don't and won't say I like something I don't, and I will not go over the edge, which I became a security threat to Mariska as I approached her when she entered.
Our security passed around your photo and said,
yes,
do not
it was
admit
the
access.
keep a look Bolo or be on the lookout for
Sara Haines.
Yeah, people have been trolling me ever since this happened, but if I'm doing it, everyone here knows me well enough to know there is a reason.
Right.
I'm going to break this down for you. I tried to explain it to her. There's a 3-tier system. When you watch this documentary, 1, you will love her family and all the, I'm air quoting family to say how we define families. The next level is you will see your own family in it. Like, not just love the way they are, but you'll start to extrapolate lessons and messages about families and see your own. And third, she directed it. The way she told this very complicated story and all the people involved, because I work in TV, I can't help but stop and say, well, where did she start in that interview and why'd she do this? There's a button, a storyline that goes through the whole thing that at the end rocked me to an ugly cry. That if you see it, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you'll see. She wrapped this with a bow. I mean, she killed this documentary. And funny enough, I read people were writing me messages. There was this one woman that said, when I watched you, I thought, oh, wow, this is a lot. But then I did the same thing when I saw it. And then, it's just message after message of, oh, that I saw exactly what you described. Like, it is exactly that. So I haven't really run into anyone that's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's really good.
I'm going to be the same way when we have the cast of Superman on Thursday. I'm going to be just
I hope you cry.
I might.
I hope you cry.
I might. I'm curious about this because you recently, and I know we can't talk too much about it, but you recently went on Finding Your Roots.
Oh, Brian.
So I know we can't give anything away, but did that have some impact on you watching this documentary? Was that in the back of your head, or was it?
It's funny. It was definitely on my mind.
Right.
Giving faces meaning, what you think of someone, because the other massive thing this documentary did that Mariska was able to give her mom posthumously is who she wanted to be. Jayne Mansfield grew up in a time where what she was able to do, she had to utilize the tools she could to get what she wanted or to have a chance at it.
Right.
And she was never able to be completely authentic, even though she tried over and over again. And what you get in this documentary is authentic Jayne. So what you do is you then look at all of your stuff and say, what faces and names do I not really know? What stories were never told, or what passions are there? I don't know. Like, you assign a lot to, oh my God, we all carry this. It wasn't just her family. We have this in all of us. Just shows up differently.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you can tease about your revelations?
Okay, I think I can tease this. I did get one comment from Dr. Skip. He said I could call him Skip. I refused to. That man's a genius.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Dr. Skip, I asked him when in one of the big reveals, have you ever had anything like this before? He called off. He goes, I don't think so. And he calls to the producers and they're like, no, we've never had this thing before.
It's the first time someone emerged from a row of corn.
No, there's a movie called Children of the Corn.
Yes.
Malachi was a bad dude, and I remember that very great. No, but I remember when
something unique that has never happened before on Finding Your Roots. That's exciting.
Where when I was blown away and they got all the reactions they wanted, I stopped and I said, I kind of thought, does this happen a lot for you? And in this specific detail, he asked, and he said, that we have not had this before.
That's pretty cool. I mean, we know that we've found royalty on the show. We found cousins on the show. We found Whoopi's related to a NFL Hall of Famer. There's interesting things. Sonny's related to Anthony Ramos. We'll see what happens. But
this did not disappoint.
All right. Very exciting. All right. I like a tease.
I appreciated every piece of what they did. Because so little makes the show of what they shoot, but so little makes the shoot of what they get.
Yes.
So you get this wealth of just a priceless gift. Because Dr. Skip says one thing that's actually really powerful. He's quoting a philosopher, but they say you die twice, once when you take your last breath and once when no one remembers you. And so when I was done, my overwhelming feeling was thank you for breathing life into all these people and names I didn't know. I got them all back.
I learned that from the movie Coco. I don't know if you saw that, but that's basically
I love Coco.
Yeah, so when they forget you, then you're
done.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't worry. Thanks to the Behind the Table podcast, they'll never forget you,
Never.
Sara Haines. All right. Let's get your take on this hot topic. The husband of one of the stars from The Secret Life of Mormon Wives, which we're very familiar with.
Yep.
They've been on the show. There's been some backlash now for going on a bachelor trip during his wife's final days of pregnancy. This seems very ill-advised. What would you do if Max did this?
So it's not a bachelor trip. There's a name for them. They're called dadchler. Dadchler trips.
Okay.
So Max did this.
Ooh.
I can't believe you don't remember because it was almost the end of my marriage.
Okay.
But it was...
Well, who can count?
I mean, you're right. I have brought a lot of those to you. It was a few months out, and when he presented it, one mistake I've made in my marriage, and Max knows this now and I'm getting better, is in the effort to be that supportive partner, I always want to say yes. Like I want to be the one that doesn't care if you go on a bachelor party. So when he brought it to me, he said it's kind of like a send-off party because we're going to be having kids and it's me and the guys. It's the same group that went on.
It's like a solo baby moon.
Like without the baby.
Yeah.
And the mama. But like, yeah. So it was a bunch of friends go somewhere. So he tells me that, and I'm like, yeah. And the closer it gets, the more I'm like, this just is sucky. Like I was working weekends and tired and uncomfortable and all this.
Which baby?
Alec.
Oh, wow. First baby.
Oh, yeah. I was never letting him go again.
Yeah.
But they went somewhere in Mexico, and I remember calling. I couldn't get through to him. Mm-hmm. I was so furious that I start calling his friend's phone, which I've always had his number. I just never called it to find my husband. Then I called his friend's wife because it ends up being just he and his best friend. No one else could pull it off. I go, so what was this, a dad's trip? Like, what are you doing? And I like made every joke under the sun. They had the best time for a few days. I was furious. I almost sent myself into labor by my crazy like rabbit hole of a like dwindling. I was so mad that I was with the dogs because we had Trixie at the time and walking the baby. It was winter and I'm walking the dog and I was feeling all sorts of sorry for myself and very scared as a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
I look back now and I realize I just spent that pregnancy so scared of all of it and I was overwhelmed. So I do not recommend ever taking a trip when your wife can't drink, your wife doesn't feel comfortable traveling. If she does not ask you to take her on a baby moon, you might want to just stay where you're at.
All right. I want to go through a couple things here because so you did tell him it was okay.
I did. This is what he quotes too. So you clearly remember the story.
This is the dad problem.
His excuse was, you told me I could go.
Right.
And I kept saying, you're right. That's my fault. But you actually thought you were going to leave your pregnant. Like it ran through your head as an idea to ask. You put me in the situation to tell you no rather than nixing it.
How far along were you?
Oh, I was like 7, 8 months. I was about 4 weeks, 5 weeks out.
Okay.
So it's not like
That's
I'm
risky.
going into labor, but I felt I did maybe create pains I was having to scare him, but he didn't get scared and he didn't call very fast.
So I never would have done this because I'm afraid of my wife.
Because you're married to Heather.
Yes, I'm married to Heather. But I could also see a world where I would believe that you wanted him to go.
So I didn't sell it hard, but I kept thinking, oh, like what does this involve? Like a dadschler party. Because you've done so much dadding.
Did he use the words dadschler party?
Yes.
That's a
because
mistake.
It's called a dadschler
that's
party.
That's a mistake, Max. Come on.
Yeah, do better. But so when he pitched it too, it was a group. And then when it wasn't like I was getting play-by-plays, but I remember when he left and he said, I'm meeting Jay. I go, oh, when did the guys arrive? He goes, oh, no, it was only Jay. The rest like couldn't pull it off. And I was like, you're going on a dadschler party with your best
They had
friend?
They had family concerns.
Literally, they weren't allowed to go. And I was joking. I go, well, you guys should have had T-shirts like, I'm the dad, like both of them, like pointing and all of that. He's like, it was dumb. But he also, because where he was at, they were out. His phone was not getting reception because he didn't buy the international plan. So I literally had to yell at him through his best friend's phone.
Right.
It wasn't good. I said, and why would you go out of country? Like go on your bachelor party somewhere, one of the cool many cities you have in the massive place called the United States of America, so I can at least call you.
All right, so this is a public service. Don't believe your wife if she tells you it's okay.
Never go on a bachelor retreat.
Really, with anything. If you ask your wife to do something and she says, sure, it's fine, it's not fine. It's never fine.
For the first 5 to 7 years of marriage, ask her again, are you sure, or are you just trying to be the cool wife?
All right. I never liked this term, but did he do a push present?
No.
No.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I didn't either. That was my mistake.
The push present was my child.
No, there's some good looking kids.
I mean, Alec's adorable. He's a lot. But no, I didn't expect a push present. Like it's not really our thing.
Right.
I didn't expect much at all.
Yeah.
And I
was unaware of that being a thing, but it's a thing.
All I wanted him to do was be awake during one of 3 pregnancies. And I have a sleeping picture of him. It came up over our break because I was showing them. They were like, oh, is this a picture? Because Caleb's birthday was just a week ago. So I'm showing him this was us the night of the thing. And then Caleb goes, who's that? I go, oh, that's your papa sleeping. I wasn't sleeping. He was sleeping. And when he's looking, he's like, what is he on? And I was like, he found a way to turn that into the most comfortable bed ever 3 times.
Those beds are very uncomfortable.
No, they are. But he's like wrapped in a blanket. He goes, let me know if you need anything.
All right. Well, yeah.
I'm going to need things. Not a present, just some support.
Okay, I understand. All right, well.
Too soon, guys. It's only been 6 years since the last one.
Yeah, it seems like you're over it, so that's good.
I'm totally over it.
Before we go, the Daytime Emmy nominations are this Thursday.
Oh my God, it's your Super Bowl.
It's right around noon when I record this podcast, so I possibly may be reacting either in elation or rage on Thursday. Now, I know consciously and intellectually that these are not important and that's not why we do these jobs or anything else, but I want nominations and I want to win.
I wouldn't say they're not important. It's still, especially when you're someone that's won them, I can imagine that feels good for a long time.
It feels very good for a very long time.
Yeah,
it's been 5 years since we won, and I was very excited. And it was during COVID. So I got to read a speech, but it was on tape.
Oh my gosh, you're one shot, Brian. And
I know. I didn't get to do the walk down the aisle. I didn't get to, I didn't get the rush. I didn't get the rush, but it was different. I live for that. That is what I live for.
I am hoping for your sake and all of ours.
I want our team to be recognized.
I loved
we have
it.
an amazing
the team was recognized when I was gone. The producers.
Yeah,
right?
That's when I won.
Oh, that's your win too. But I think it's kind of supports the whole thing of like, people don't know how great the team is.
Yeah, the team is amazing.
So you're right. When that win
last year,
comes,
our directing team won, which is awesome.
Amazing.
And that was amazing.
And well deserved.
Yes.
I think our lighting director did.
Our DGA team won last year.
It might have been two. But when the producers won, I remember not being here, and I immediately thought, oh my gosh, that is one of the most well-deserved awards ever.
You.
Because it is the best compliment of this show. And I've said it from the day I started to for all the days to come, the best people you'll never meet on this show.
And last year I went with Alyssa and Sunny, and we had a great time, and it was a lot of fun, and you weren't there. And I would like to say if we get nominated, even though we didn't win, we got to see Sunny's reaction to not winning, which was fun. And I think you should come if we get nominated.
It is very difficult for me to leave my children voluntarily.
I understand.
It is not a you must be there.
Call it a what is it?
A momschler?
A momschler party. That's it, yeah. A momschlerette party. And you come out and you enjoy the Emmys.
Then we better win, because if I go all the way out there in a dress and we don't win, it's the most depressing thing ever.
All right. More to come.
Okay.
Thanks for joining me today, Sarah. Tomorrow, Joy is back with me on the podcast.
Yay!
Yay. And we'll see you then.